No one noticed the first human ship entered the outer edge of galactic space. It did not arrive with flashing lights or weapons powered on it, did not announce itself or demand attention. It simply appeared, a small fleet by galactic standards, clean white. Hulls, smooth shapes, no visible guns. The Galactic Council observed the arrival from a distance. Most members were not impressed. Humans were new young. Their territory was small, their technology looked plain. Many species had entered the galaxy before most had learned quickly who truly ruled the stars. The humans sent a message. It was translated into every known language we come to speak, not to threaten. The council debated. For hours, some wanted to ignore them, others wanted to test them. In the end, a single council station allowed the humans to dock. The humans arrived in person. They did not wear armor. They did not bring guards. Only 3 humans stepped forward, a man, woman, and another whose face carried the weight of long decisions. The council chamber was vast, alien. Leaders watched from floating platforms, towering shapes, glowing eyes, metal bodies. The humans looked small, yet they stood straight. The lead human spoke calmly. We seek peace and cooperation. We ask only respect for our borders. A murmur spread through the chamber. Respect was not something given freely in the galaxy. An elder warlord species laughed, a sharp sound that echoed. Respect is earned, not asked. For the human did not argue. Instead, he nodded. Then understand this: humans do not expand by force. We do not conquer. We defend. The council dismissed the humans soon after. No treaties, no alliances. Just quiet curiosity. As the humans left, one observer noticed something strange. The humans were not afraid. Not even a little. Weeks passed, then months. Human colonies remained calm. Trade ships moved peacefully. No military movements were detected. Some species grew bored. Others grew bold. A raider empire saw opportunity. Human space was lightly guarded. Resources were rich. Defenses seemed weak. They planned a fast strike. Quick, clean, decisive. The attack came without warning. Human mining stations were destroyed. Civilian ships were captured. Colonies burned. The raiders expected chaos. Instead, they received silence. Earth did not send fleets. Earth did not cry for help. Earth sent a message. One message to every corner of the galaxy: we have been attacked. This is your notice. Do not attack again. That was all. No threats, no promises. The galaxy reacted with confusion. Some laughed again. Others dismissed it as weakness. If humans would not fight, they would be erased. The raiders prepared a second strike, larger, this time stronger. Meanwhile, humans did something strange. They withdrew. Human ships vanished from known route stations. When dark colonies evacuated quietly to the galaxy, it looked like fear. To humans, it was preparation. Deep beneath Earth, systems long dormant came alive. Factories built ships no one had ever seen. Scientists worked without sleep. Soldiers trained for wars they hoped would never come. The second attack fleet gathered at the edge of human space. Thousands of ships, weapons ready. The raiders sent one final message to Earth. Surrender. Earth replied instantly, no. As the fleet crossed the border, human space changed. Stars shifted. Signals vanished. Human ships appeared inside the enemy formation. Not at the edge, not in front. Inside, no alarms sounded, no explosions. Enemy ships simply stopped existing, vanished without debris. Command vessels lost control. Communications failed. The raiders panicked. They tried to flee space. Folded around them, the second attack ended in minutes. No survivors returned. The galaxy went silent. Council members stared at empty star maps. Entire fleets erased. No warnings, no pursuit, just absence. A single final message spread across the galaxy. Humans warned the galaxy. The galaxy did not celebrate after the second attack. There were no victory cries, no speeches, no cheers. There was only silent. Star maps updated slowly. Entire regions once filled with fleets now showed nothing. No debris, no signals, no life. The Raider Empire was gone, not defeated, not conquered, removed. At the Galactic Council Station, leaders gathered again, this time without laughter. The same chamber that once felt powerful now felt small. Screens replayed fragments from the battle, short clips captured by distant probes. Human ships appearing inside formations. Enemy vessels vanishing as if erased from reality. No explosions, no energy waves, just absence many council members could not understand. Yet one elder asked the question none wanted to say: what kind of weapon leaves no remains? No one answered. Human space stayed quiet, no expansion, no pursuit, no occupation. The humans did not move their borders, they simply restored them some. Species expected retaliation, they feared humans would now rule the galaxy, but nothing happened. Humans repaired their colonies, rescued survivors, and returned to silence. This confused the galaxy more than destruction. A scout species sent observers toward human space. Slowly, carefully, what they found disturbed them. Human worlds were calm cities, intact children, playing, no signs of celebration. There were memorials, simple ones, no symbols of hate. Humans mourned their dead, then continued living. The scouts reported something worse. Human fleets were no longer visible. They were not gone, they were hidden. Entire armadas existed outside known detection methods. The council realized something too late. Humans had shown only a fraction of their strength. Panic spread quietly. Empires began reviewing their own histories, looking for any time they had harmed humans. Minor border skirmishes, trade disputes, insults. Some leaders destroyed old records out of fear, others prepared apologies. One empire chose a different path. An ancient war species believed fear was weakness. They had ruled through violence for centuries. They believed humans could not erase everyone. They prepared a third strike, secret, unannounced. They would hit Earth directly, end the problem. Their fleet never reached human space. Halfway through, jumped their ships. Froze time, slowed inside their vessels, crew unable to move. A human signal appeared on every screen. This was not broadcast, it was direct. We warned you once. The fleet vanished. No one else saw it happen. Only the absence afterward. The galaxy understood there would be no third chances. After that, everything changed. Weapons markets collapsed, empires dismantled, fleets, war academies shut down, not because humans demanded it, but because no one wanted to test the line. Humans became something new, not rulers, not tyrants. A boundary crossing, it meant removal. Years passed. New species emerged into the galaxy. Young and curious, they were taught early humans or friendly humans, trade humans, explore. But humans do not repeat warnings. Some asked why humans did not take control, why they did not rule. The answer was simple. Humans had ruled themselves once and learned the cost. They did not want an empire. They wanted distance, peace. The council sent one final message to Earth. Years after the attacks, it was not a demand, not a treaty, it was gratitude. Humans replied with a single line. Then let the past stay past. The galaxy listened, and for the first time in its history, peace lasted, not because of fear alone, but because everyone understood some lines exist only to be crossed once. Years passed after the second attack, but the galaxy never truly relaxed. Trade routes reopened. New alliances formed, but something invisible hung over every decision. Humans, not their fleets, not their weapons, their restraint. Every major power studied human behavior, trying to understand the rule, the boundary. Humans did not expand. They did not threaten. They did not demand tribute. They explored distant systems. Shared science helped rebuild neutral worlds damaged by old wars. Yet no one forgot what happened. The stars, where fleets once existed, were still empty, not ruined, just missing. An ancient scholar species began collecting records. They wanted truth instead of fear. What they found unsettled them. Humans had built their final weapons long before first contact, not out of hatred for aliens, but from fear of themselves. Human history was filled with wars near extinction, self-made disasters. They learned something painful. If destruction was easy, then control mattered more. So humans designed systems that required one thing to activate: unanimous decision. Every major human power, every defense council, every command authority, all had to agree. This made their warning rare and absolute. Meanwhile, a fringe region of the galaxy grew restless. A cluster of smaller empires believed humans were slowing progress, forcing peace through fear. They whispered to each other quietly, carefully. If many attacked at once, humans could not erase everyone, they convinced themselves. The warning applied only to single empires. They were wrong. The attack did not begin with fleets. It began with sabotage. Human research stations vanished, communication relays failed, colonies lost power. Humans responded with rescue ships, medical aid, evacuations, still no weapons. This confused the conspirators. They pushed further coordinated attacks, multiple systems, multiple borders. The galaxy watched in terror. This was the second attack, again only spread across space. Human leadership gathered, not in anger, but in silence. They reviewed every signal, every loss. Some argued restraint, some argued mercy. Then the record was read aloud. Humans warned the galaxy once the decision was unanimous. Systems activated this time. There was no visible fleet space itself. Changed hyperlanes, collapsed wormholes, closed artificial gateways. Failed entire regions of space became unreachable inside those regions. Empires vanished from the galactic network. No explosions, no screams, just absence. The galaxy realized something terrifying. Humans did not destroy fleets. They removed access. They erased civilizations from shared reality. Isolated forever, the conspirator empires were not dead, but they were alone, cut off from trade, from stars, from each other. A punishment worse than extinction, the message followed, not broadcast, but delivered directly to every surviving government. This was the second attack. There will not be another lesson. Panic spread faster than light. Empires rushed to dismantle secret weapons, destroy attack plans, open archives. Some species approached humans in fear, but humans did not seek apology. They restored aid routes, reopened science exchanges to those who had not crossed the line. A young species asked a human diplomat a question: why not rule us, you clearly? And the human answer was quiet: because rulers are always tested, and humans are tired of repeating lessons decades past. The isolated regions remained silent, unchanging. Some wondered if humans would ever forgive. Humans never spoke of it again. They moved forward, building, teaching, exploring. The galaxy adapted to a new truth. Peace was not enforced daily, it was enforced once and remembered forever. In the end, the most powerful thing humans gave the galaxy was not fear, it was certainty. After the second lesson, the galaxy did not feel free. It felt careful. Every decision passed through layers of thought, not because humans watched, but because memory did. New generations grew up hearing the story, how entire powers vanished without battle, how space itself obeyed human limits, yet humans themselves seemed unchanged. They traded, they explored, they laughed. This contrast confused many species. How could those who erased empires also grow gardens, paint walls, and sing songs? An observer species was assigned to human space, not spies. Just witnesses. They lived among humans for years. What they discovered challenged everything. Humans argued often about ethics, about power, about responsibility. Many humans feared what they had done, not because it was wrong, but because it was final. They worried about becoming what they once hated. A human historian explained it simply: humans do not fear destruction, we fear becoming. Comfortable with it, the observers sent this report to the council. It spread quietly. Respect for humans deepened then. Something unexpected happened from the isolated regions. A signal emerged, weak, unstable, but real. One of the cut-off civilizations had survived. They had changed. Without access to war, without rivals, they turned inward. They rebuilt slowly, peacefully. They asked for one thing: a chance to speak. The council panicked. Is this a test, a trick? They sent the request to Earth. Human leaders debated for days. Some said reopening contact would weaken the lesson. Others said refusal would turn certainty into cruelty. The final decision was cautious. A single channel would open, no fleets, no trade, only words. The signal connected. The isolated leader appeared, older, thinner, no longer proud. We understand now, the leader said. We mistook restraint for weakness. We do not ask forgiveness only. Understanding, the human representative listened, then spoke. Slowly, humans did not isolate you to punish. We did it to stop a cycle. You were not erased. We were paused. Silence followed, then the channel closed. Access was not restored, but something changed. The galaxy saw that even human punishment had an end goal, not domination, but correction. This unsettled many old powers because it meant humans were not acting from fear. They were acting from principle. Years later, a minor border incident occurred, not an attack, just a misunderstanding. Ships crossed a line, weapons powered briefly. The galaxy held its breath. Humans responded immediately, not with weapons, but with communication lines, were clarified, mistakes corrected. No escalation. This moment became legendary proof that the warning did not mean violence. First, it meant finality. Last, schools across the galaxy taught a new concept: human boundaries, not walls, but agreements. Cross them once and you learn. Cross them twice and you are removed. Humans never changed that rule, but they never added to it either. This consistency became their greatest strength. Slowly, the galaxy stopped fearing humans and began trusting the line. Trade flourished. Art spread mixed species. Cities appeared. Conflict did not vanish, but war became rare. Because everyone remembered some power exists that does not need to be used often near the end of the century. The first truly peaceful galactic summit was held. Humans attended quietly, no special seats, no authority claimed, yet every speech paused when humans listened, not out of fear, but because their presence reminded. Everyone, peace is not fragile. If it is defended once completely, the summit ended without incident, as humans departed one. Delegate whispered to another they could rule us the other, replied they already did by choosing not to. Peace lasted longer than anyone expected. Decades passed. Then generations, many in the galaxy began to believe the age of fear was over. That the warning was now only history. Humans continued, as they always had, exploring, trading, helping where asked. They never reminded anyone of their power, and slowly, that silence became dangerous. A new species rose beyond the outer charts, young, fast-growing, hungry. They had not lived through the second attack. They had only heard stories to them. Humans were legends, exaggerated myths used by old empires to control. Behavior, they questioned everything. Why fear a species that does not rule? Why obey a warning never repeated there? Leaders decided the galaxy had grown soft. They would test the story not with fleets, but with people. Human diplomats disappeared. Research ships vanished. Aid convoys never returned. Humans investigated quietly, confirmed.
How?
The truth, this was not misunderstanding. It was deliberate. The human councils met again, older, now wiser, more tired. Many remembered the second attack, the isolation, the silence. Some argued for patience, others for clarity, but one truth stood firm. This was still an attack. Humans sent a message not to the galaxy, but to the new species alone. You are crossing a line, step back. The reply came quickly, prove it. That single sentence carried everything. Humans feared arrogance, confidence, and disbelief. Humans acted, but not as before. No systems collapsed, no regions vanished. Instead, every human presence withdrew at once. Trade stopped, medical aid ended, communication went dark. The new species laughed. They believed isolation meant weakness. Then consequences unfolded slowly. Their technology depended on shared networks there. Medicine on human knowledge, their economy on interstellar trade. Without it, their growth stalled. Internal conflict rose. Resources ran thin. Years passed. They sent messages, angry at first, then desperate. Humans did not answer. The galaxy watched. This was a different kind of lesson. No destruction, no fear, just absence. Eventually the new species collapsed inward, not erased, but humbled. Only then did humans respond. A single channel opened. The human speaker was calm. You mistook mercy for neglect and silence for weakness. We do not destroy those who can still learn. The channel closed. Aid resumed slowly, carefully. The galaxy understood something. New humans had more than one response. Destruction was the last, not the first. The cost of mercy was patience, and humans had learned patience the hard way. Among humans, there were debates. Had they gone too far, or it's not far enough? Some feared the lesson would fade again. Others believed trust must be allowed to grow. Human historians recorded the truth. Power only matters if it can stop itself. Years later, the once arrogant species joined the galactic community, changed, quiet, respectful. They taught their children the story, not of fear, but of consequence. How humans gave them space to fail and time to understand. This story spread, and something rare happened. The galaxy stopped testing humans, not because of terror, but because every outcome was known. Attack meant erasure. Provocation meant isolation. Respect meant cooperation. There were no mysteries left. Humans had removed uncertainty. And uncertainty was the true cause of war. As the era aged, humans slowly reduced their military presence, not because they were weaker, but because they were no longer needed. The galaxy had learned the line and chosen not to cross it. One human philosopher wrote a final entry. We warned the galaxy once, and when they attacked again, everything ended, not because we hated them, but because we loved the future more. Long after the warning, long after the second attack, the galaxy entered an age it had never known. Stability, not peace, without conflict, but balance without. Fear wars still happened on small scales, disagreements still burned, but no one reached for extinction anymore because everyone remembered humans. By now, many humans had never seen battle, never heard weapons fire to them. The warning was history taught in schools, recorded in archives, but human leaders ensured one thing: the memory never faded, not through fear, but through understanding. Human children learned why the line existed, why it was drawn, and why it must never be crossed lightly. They learned that power once used could not be taken back elsewhere. In the galaxy, older species reflected on what was lost, entire empires gone, not destroyed in anger, but erased by certainty. Some mourned, some accepted, some still whispered regret. But no one challenged the truth. The second attack ended everything, not just a war, but an era. The era where violence was the first answer. Centuries later, a great archive was opened. Shared by humans with the galaxy inside were records not of weapons, but of debates. Human arguments, fears, doubts, proof that the decision had not been easy. One entry stood out: if we warn them and they attack again, we must end it, because if we hesitate, we teach them that words mean nothing. This sentence became legend because it revealed something rare: humans had acted not from rage but from responsibility. Near the edge of known space, a monument was built not by humans but by the galaxy. It was simple. No statues, no weapons, just a single line carved in many languages. Some warnings exist to save everyone. Humans did not attend the dedication. They never asked for monuments, but they accepted the meaning. Time passed and new stars were charted. Humans were among the first explorers again, not because they were strongest, but because they were trusted. When humans arrived in new systems, no one reached for weapons. They reached for translators, because the galaxy knew humans speak clearly, and only once. In the final years of the age, a young alien historian interviewed an old human, someone who had lived during the second attack. The question was simple: do you regret it? The human took a long time to answer. Regret is the wrong word, the human said. We carry it so no one else has to. The historian asked another question: would you do it again? The human nodded slowly. Yes, because warnings only matter if they mean something. The interview spread across the galaxy, and with it a final understanding. Settled humans were not heroes, not villains. They were guardians of a line drawn. Once defended, once, never again. The galaxy moved forward, not perfect, but wiser and deep in human archives. The original message still existed, short, clear, unchanged: do not attack again. It was never updated, never expanded, because it did not need to be. Everyone already knew what happened when it was ignored the second time. Everything ended.